Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and I swear to God, Wargaming knows right when I get done making a DevBlog video, waiting for most of the DevBlogs of the day to come out, then release another one after that, and that's what just happened here with the brand new Tier 6 Premium Soviet battleship, the Novorossiysk. I think that's how you say it. In fact, I normally would have Google Lady say it, but apparently YouTube's now demonetizing videos that have text-to-speech in them. I don't know why. There's a whole lot of channels out there that use it, but they're all getting demonetized now. So unfortunately, I can't have Google Lady say it. So the Novorossiysk is actually the Julius Caesar, the Tier 5 Premium Italian battleship. Now, what's very interesting here and pretty unique about this ship, and it's not the first ship to be in this situation in game, but this is actually a ship that was turned over to the Soviet Navy for reparations after World War II by Italy and served the Soviet Navy for quite some time until she was later sunk in a mysterious explosion that's still debated to today. Most reports agree that it was a landmine. It's a sea mine that was placed by the Germans that was not recovered until, well, it blew up. Some other reports allege some other things, but that's the most accepted theory according to my brief research here. Now, what is very interesting is that this ship underwent 8 refits after the war by the Soviets. And I believe the version we're getting in game is the planned refit that it was supposed to undergo before she unfortunately sunk in Sevastopol. So let's go ahead, take a look at this ship, and we'll talk a little bit more about her and, of course, the Julius Caesar. So, Soviet Tier 6 battleship Novorossiysk has been added to the game for testing. Please note all information DevBlog's preliminary yada yada website. So, a modernized version of the Italian battleship Julius Caesar, which was given to the Soviet Union as reparations after the end of World War II. She's armed with 10 320mm guns and 2 2-gun turrets and 2 3-gun turrets. The guns stand out for the good rate of fire and accuracy. Novorossiysk has a decent armor but a relatively low amount of HP and has a distinctive fast damage control team consumable. So the Julius Caesar upon which this ship is based is one of the I don't know if I would say she's the most broken ships in the game anymore, because when she was out, she was incredibly overpowered for her tier. At Tier 5, she had, of course, the same gun layout and setup as the Novorossiysk here, and she's quite the powerhouse at Tier 5. Very accurate guns, good rate of fire, pretty darn good armor too. She's squishy from the sides like a lot of battleships, a lot of Italian battleships, but bow in and angled in, she could just tank for days, and I believe she had really good firing angles on her rear turrets too. She's one of the few premiums that I actually don't have, since she came out way before I started doing YouTube, and I never got around to picking her up. I never got lucky enough to get her in any of the Santa container events or anything like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Novorossiysk's stats. So, hit points 44,500, 16mm plating, main battery, again 2x2 and 2x3 320s. She has a firing range of 17.5 kilometers, maximum HE shell damage of 4,800, maximum AP shell damage of 9,700, and of course she has that Italian 830 meters a second shell velocity, which is very, very good. She reloads in 28 seconds. Maximum dispersion of 195 and a sigma of 1.4. Secondary armament. So they did not go with the planned refit. This is what she was actually equipped with. They were planning on upgrading her 120s secondaries to 130s, but it appears that they are going with what her condition was actually in before she sunk. So that's interesting. Alright, so she has, in terms of secondaries at least, she has, of course, the 120. She has 6x2 of those and 4x2 of the 100mm guns. AA, it's Italian AA, and I don't remember what's the range of her. 3.5, 4.6. Okay, so she's got that 4.5, 4.8-ish AA range that the Italians have. She falls right in the middle of that with 4.6. 27.8 maximum speed, Russia time of 12.9 seconds. And she gets the fast damage control team, which is the Soviet damage con, and then the repair party to boot on top of that. Detection range of 14.7 kilometers. Let me go ahead and pull up the Julius Caesar stats, and we can compare those and see just what they've changed about the two ships. Now, the Julius Caesar, they did try to bump her up to tier 6 because she was so strong at tier 5. Rather than nerfing the ship, Wargaming was thinking about bumping her up to tier 6 and putting her back out for sale. But as you can imagine, if you bought the Julius Caesar as a tier 5, where she's ungodly powerful, and you see that they're about to bump your ship up to tier 6, you probably raise hell about that. And so the Julius Caesar captains did, and she stayed at tier 5 and stayed off of the market. Alright, so it looks like she's got 1,000 less hit points than the Julius Caesar. The Julius Caesar has 45,500 hit points. And she has a faster reload time than the Julius Caesar 2. Julius Caesar has a 30-second flat fire rate for her guns. She is more accurate than... Hold on, watch this. So what is the Julius Caesar's range? 16.3, 17.5. Ah, so she's more accurate there too. Julius Caesar has a maximum dispersion of... What is it? 226. Novorossiysk here has a maximum dispersion of 195 meters. So more accurate than the Julius Caesar at tier 6. Interesting. That's something I thought they maybe were actually going to nerf her a little bit when she got up to, because she was that strong. But no, she's getting some buffs too. Muzzle velocity is the same, 830 meters a second. What about her rudder shift time? Anything changed here? I don't think so. I think it's the same. Yes, it is the same. Russia time 13 seconds. Oh, she has a 0.1 second faster rudder shift time. Oh my god. Unless the wiki just rounds up to 13, which would be completely reasonable in this regard. She has a longer turning radius. She has a turning radius of 640 with the Julius Caesar. The Novorossiysk has a turning radius of 660 meters. And she goes a little bit faster too. Julius Caesar tops out at 27 knots. The Novorossiysk tops out at 27.8, so slightly faster there. Then you can, of course, throw the speed flag on top of that as well. Okay, so quite a few buffs with the Novorossiysk here. It doesn't make sense though. The ship got refit 8 times. So I'm assuming this is the last of the 8 refits, right before the planned 9th refit of the ship. And it's an interesting way to get past the obstacle of wanting to add the Julius Caesar in-game for those captains that obviously didn't get her. She has a really good ship to play from what I've heard, and of course from what I've seen playing against her too when she does pop up, which really isn't that often anymore. I mean, shoot, I really cannot remember the last time I ran into a Julius Caesar at all. So she's a pretty rare ship, and you know, it is of course going to sour the taste buds of a lot of people who wanted to get the Julius Caesar as an Italian battleship, seeing her in the Soviet tech line for sure, but this is a historical ship. This is a thing that really happened to the Julius Caesar. It was turned over to the Soviet Navy. The Soviets refitted it again several times, and it's pretty interesting to see this ship now. And I think it's pretty cool. You have the Julius Caesar in game as the Italian World War II battleship, and then you have the Novorossiysk in the game as the post-war Soviet refit of the ship after the Italians turned it over to the Soviets for war reparations. I think it's a pretty interesting thing to have in game, and plus we'll also be able to get the Soviet damage cons on the ship. And if you have the Soviet commander too, what's his name? Name escapes me at the moment. You'll get his last stand skill along with his other boost to the boost to the commander skills as well. It'll be an interesting shift and play for what is essentially the same ship with very few changes. Again, a couple of buffs probably just to help it out, being a tier 6 ship. Being a tier 5 ship, getting up to tier 6. Now, like I've said before too, Tier 6 is kind of in the sweet spot too for matchmaking right now. It's either mid or top tier a lot more often than it is bottom tier. So that's a really nice place to play at the moment. And this ship coming out there should be in a pretty good place once it comes out. Now, how's it going to come out? Is it going to be doubloons? Is it going to be free XP? Is it going to be a coal ship? I don't know yet. This could be a research bureau ship for all I know at the moment. But it's an interesting concept, and we've got a couple of ships that like this before that have been turned over to the to some other country or built in one country, and it's under one country's flag, like the Nuevo de Julio. The Tashkent actually is Italian, but it's in the Soviet line. So things like that, it's a pretty cool thing to see in game because it is a thing that happened in real life. But again, if you missed out on the Julius Caesar, this ship's coming, probably another 4 months before we see the ship. With the normal timeline, we get the ship announced, goes in for testing, and about 4 months later, the ship actually hits the market. So this ship we won't be seeing this thing till 2022, probably around January if their time frame holds true. Alright guys, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about the ship. Again, I think it's a pretty neat thing seeing a historical ship like this getting added to the game. That's always a good thing, of course. And let me know what you guys think about that. Hope you're all having a wonderful Labor Day. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. When we get to 30,000 subs, just passed 28,600 a few days ago, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. Again, hope you're all having a wonderful Monday and a wonderful Labor Day. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.